Is it possible that after 5 years of debate, Medicaid expansion will be voted in? Today we bring you the latest updates on the Nebraska legislators' movement for a Medicaid resolution. Good afternoon, I'm Danielle Meadows.
And I'm Zach Miller. Coming up next, with the decline of the flu season still uncertain, we talk about how you can protect yourself from the disease.
All this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
Has been discussed within Nebraska State Legislature for the past 5 years. Reporter Stephanie Zambrano tells us how Senator Adam Moorfeld is working to solidify Medicaid change.
Continue not to have preventative care, that only creates...
Senator Adam Moorfeld presented a Medicaid expansion resolution that would provide coverage to 90,000 low-income adults that do not have children.
Just being a full-time student while trying to handle a job, it's a lot enough, and especially for a lot of low-income students.
This will benefit students at University of Nebraska, Omaha, and getting the proper Medicaid for themselves without paying costly fees.
They deserve access to affordable health care. They deserve the opportunity to not be living from paycheck to paycheck in fear that they might have an unexpected medical event.
Escobar has friends that need this resolution to pass because they need certain medicine.
Mental health, anxiety pills or things, and they stop taking that.
With Nebraskans paying federal taxes, tax dollars go to the other states that already have Medicaid expansion, leaving Nebraskans without the same benefit of Medicaid insurance.
32 other states already have approved some Medicaid expansion laws. If you're a voter, it will give you the right to decide whether you want this program or not.
If senators receive 3 phone calls, then that means that they need to act. If senators receive 5 phone calls, then that means that they need to make a decision on whether or not they would like to support the resolution or bill at hand. If the Medicaid expansion resolution does pass the floor this year, this will be on the November 2018 ballot.
It will definitely make an impact for a lot of people.
And I just think that it's so important to note that right now we're already paying for the consequences of not expanding Medicaid.
For the Omaha News, I'm Stephanie Zambrano.
You can find more information on the LR281CA Medicaid expansion resolution on the Nebraska Legislature website.
A coalition of 20 states, including Nebraska, is suing the federal government this week over Obamacare. The suit claims the law is unconstitutional now that Congress has repealed its tax-based penalty on individuals who don't have health insurance. The coalition is urging a federal district court in Texas to declare the Affordable Care Act's individual ruling as unconstitutional because Obamacare forces an irrational mandate onto their states and their citizens.
This year's influenza season has been particularly severe due to the H3N2 strain. In Nebraska alone, there have been 50 deaths reported, but Brittany Calvert says there are ways to stay healthy.
With this cold weather still hanging around, the flu season remains in full effect. This season has been a hard-hitting one for the flu.
Flu is a highly contagious respiratory illness. It is transmitted by air droplets from coughing and sneezing.
It is important to be aware of symptoms that align with the flu, and if you start to notice them, it is a good idea to make a trip to the doctor before things get any worse.
If you start to experience sore throat, fever, muscle pains, rapid heartbeat, anything like that, then you should probably go get checked out.
When you do go to the doctor to suspect you have the flu, you should wear one of these masks to help protect those around you. When at the doctor, they might prescribe you Tamiflu, which helps treat the flu. But what many don't know is that Tamiflu is a way to prevent the flu as well.
And Tamiflu has been shown to decrease death in hospitalized patients with the flu, but even for those, just everyday people walking around, it can decrease symptoms of the flu by at least 24 hours, so it's important either way.
Tamiflu should ideally be started within 48 hours of symptom onsets. However, for certain populations, such as children, they have different requirements.
And even if it's beyond that 48-hour window, the Tamiflu can still be used for patients who are considered high risk, Some of these would include children under 5, especially those under 2, elderly people. Stay home if you're sick because you don't want to go to work, spread that around. It'll just make things worse for everybody.
For the Omaha News, I'm Brittany Calvert.
It's not too late to receive your flu shot. Local pharmacies still have them in stock.
Dick's Sporting Goods will immediately end sales of assault-style rifles and high-capacity magazines at all of its stores and ban the sale of all guns to anyone under 21. The announcement comes today 2 weeks after the school massacre in Parkland, Florida. Dick's says it supports the Second Amendment and recognizes most gun owners are responsible, but says it has a responsibility to help solve the gun violence problem before it. The business says it is prepared for backlash, but will not be changing their policies.
North Korea has been sending equipment to Syria that could be used to make chemical weapons, a UN report says. Some 40 previously unreported shipments were made between 2012 and 2017. Materials included acid-resistant tiles, valves, and pipes. The allegations follow new reports of chlorine being used by Syrian forces, which its government has denied. North Korea is currently under international sanctions over its nuclear program.
When we return, we talk about a possible way to get those pesky winter potholes taken care of quickly.
And next, the newest management changes to the Omaha Beef football.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
If it's important to Nebraskans, it's important to us. Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Wyatt, producer and host of the 30-minute weekly statewide television program called Consider This. Now in our 21st season, we will be addressing topics about health, finance, politics, culture, religion, and even sports. We hope you'll consider joining us.
We walk in straight lines, carved into stony paths, colder than ice baths and just as suffocating. Our breaths are just undulating to the beat of car horns and ticking, ticking time. Separated in forests of chopped, sanded, paint-dripping trees marked with rosewood X's. I've left enough houses to know these were never our homes, but the memories nurse us until our minds fade away just as scars on our skin.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
This is the Omaha News.
Potholes are an annual headache in the Midwest due to the seasonal freeze-thaw cycle. But as Mallory Bart tells us, drivers in the Omaha Metro have the power to fix potholes with the tap of a button.
The Omaha Public Works Department concentrates its maintenance programs on repairing concrete, asphalt, and brick surface streets. A concrete street can last over 50 years depending on the severity of the weather.
I've seen one with a busted control arm, blown out tire, damaged rim.
Potholes are commonly found in areas where road workers cut into the pavement in order to access various utilities.
It was split completely straight up and down. It looked like somebody cut it almost.
Potholes that are reported on the app are usually fixed within 3 to 5 business days.
You're looking, a couple grand of damage.
Citizens in the Omaha Metro are now able to report potholes just by using their phones. The Omaha mobile app allows you to include an address, photo, and description of the pothole that is then forwarded to the City Works Department.
I hit a pothole at 135th and Old L. I reported to the app and it was fixed within a day, but It's been a week and the pothole is back.
To create a pothole request, just tap Create a Request. Users can then search for an address where the pothole is located. For example, if a pothole is located on 144th and Q Street, simply type 144th and Q. From here, you can select your report type. Then you add a description. When you make a service request, you're assigned a request ID number. From here, you can track your progress on your report. For this report, the city addressed the pothole in less than 2 hours and filled the pothole within 1 day. For the Omaha News, I'm Mallory Bart.
Omaha citizens can also report potholes through the City of Omaha Public Works website at publicworks.cityofomaha.org or the mayor's hotline at 402-444-5555.
Omaha police have arrested 2 teenagers in the weekend slaying of 17-year-old Zachary Parker. A 14-year-old boy was booked Tuesday into the Douglas County Youth Center on 1 count of first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 3 counts of a use of a weapon to commit a felony. Additionally, 15-year-old boy was booked on 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of use of a weapon to commit a felony. Parker died Sunday after he was taken to the Nebraska Medical Center.
After coming within 2 scores of winning the championship, the Omaha Beef indoor football team decided dramatic changes needed to be made. Omaha News reporter Alex Wessling brings us more on the new management from the rival championship team.
The Omaha Beef ended last season just 10 measly points away from winning their version of the Super Bowl.
In the CIF championship game, when we definitely...
Wait, that's not last season's Beef coach. That's Victor Mann, formerly the head coach of the Texas Revolution, who beat Omaha in last season's championship. Well, shortly after they lost, the Beef decided to reach out to the coach who took them down.
Honestly, I didn't even want to take the call to think about it. After winning the championship, being in Texas, that's where I'm from.
It was a tough sell, but the Beef eventually convinced Mann, his assistant coaches, and assistant GM John Navarez Jr. to move out to Omaha.
We're a championship-winning core group right here.
Unfortunately, they couldn't bring everyone with them right away.
What makes it tough is my family is still back in Texas. Once I talked with Omaha about making the move, I signed the very next week, so we really didn't have much preparation time.
You know, I'm Mexican. I got a big family, and they're all in Dallas.
And of course, for these native Texans, there's one other problem with moving to Omaha.
The cold weather, man. I tell people a lot here. I didn't know negative weather was a thing in the United States.
But enough about the cold. This new regime is here to make changes, both on the field.
There's a lot of changes that we want to make. We want to be the best team on the field. We want to have the best roster. We want to have the best coaches, which we already have.
And off.
There's a whole bunch of things that Omaha's never seen before that we will bring in here.
The Beef are under new management, and no matter what changes they bring, they still promise you one thing.
The Omaha Beef this upcoming season is going to be the best team indoors, period.
For the Omaha News, I'm Alex Wessling.
The Beef kick off their season on March 2nd.
More than 60 Douglas County corrections officers pleaded for help with a critical staffing shortage at the most recent Douglas County Board meeting. Lieutenant David Ulrich, president of the Corrections Officers Union, told the board the shortage is a crisis. Aldrich noted the lack of officers is requiring thousands of hours of mandatory overtime, leading to 16-hour shifts that wear the officers down, causing many to quit their jobs and making it harder to hire new officers. The biggest issues, pay and pension benefits, are under negotiation as part of ongoing collective bargaining between the union and county administrators on a new contract.
Coming up, the newest Marvel film, Black Panther, makes waves in the box office and also socially. We talk to UNO students about what the African-focused film means to them.
And we introduce you to the local radio station, Mind and Soul Radio.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ataxia in reality just means inability to walk. Ataxia is part of Parkinson's. So Nebraska Ataxia, we started in June of 2016. So even though we say Nebraska Ataxia, we actually help a wider communities. But what I love the most is the emails I get or the communication I get from other people telling me how much it's changed their lives and helped them.
I am a senior music education student in the School of Music. I'm a PR and advertising major in the School of Communications.
I'm a senior and I'm a communication studies major.
Senior, majoring in creative writing.
I'm a communication studies student.
I love band and I knew that I always wanted to be involved in music some way. There was never really any question of anything else.
I love CFM so much. They've helped me out a lot, just letting me know that they're here for me, that there's a support system.
It gives you such a good opportunity to grow and hone your skills, and I think you really learn things about yourself. And I know I've gotten opportunities at UNO and because of CFAM that I wouldn't be able to anywhere else.
The core reason why I'm a communication studies major is because I really just love helping people.
My favorite part about poetry is just escaping into a different world. I can talk about it for hours and hours.
What you like to do is like your superpower.
This is the Omaha News.
Black Panther is smashing box office records worldwide, breaking ground in Black representation on film. Set in the futuristic, mythical nation of Wakanda, Marvel's Black Panther continues to wear the box office crown. For UNO student Trey Nielsen, Black Panther is more than just another Hollywood blockbuster. It's a celebration of culture.
I just felt super empowered by the movie.
Nielsen said the film's predominantly African-American cast is unique.
I feel like that's so important for us to have, especially for today's youth.
Growing up biracial, Nielsen struggled with his race.
I was stabbed with a pair of scissors and called the N-word.
Through years of self-discovery, Nielsen learned to embrace his culture.
I like to call it unapologetically black because you shouldn't apologize for your color.
He hopes to see more movies like Black Panther in the future.
Seeing that representation of your culture and your characters in there, it's amazing.
Takoria Struther is a College Possible coach with Multicultural Affairs, helping students excel in education. She said the film shows comic heroes in a new light.
One thing that I really enjoyed about Black Panther is that they really brought the action side of comics into Africa.
Black Panther is what millions have waited to see. A superhero movie with African roots.
It can bring empowerment to a variety of different ethnic groups. Just to see someone different on the big movie screen.
Since its release on February 16th, the film has made over $700 million at the box office and is expected to pass $1 billion in the coming days.
Authorities say they are searching for a missing 18-month-old boy who was seen taken by his father Tuesday from a Grand Island daycare facility. Police say 26-year-old Joshua Sane took his son Parker from the facility, and they believe Parker may be in danger. Parker and his father may be traveling in a white two-door 2000 Pontiac Grand Am, authorities said, and they could be in McCook and neighboring Furnace County areas. Anyone with any information on the matter is urged to call 911 or Grand Island Police at 308-385-5400.
It might seem difficult to find listeners as a nonprofit low-power radio station. At this Omaha station, they think otherwise. As Gonzalo Avalos reports, the support of their community is everything.
Mine and Soul 101.3 FM is a local radio station that highlights local artists like Onto Galaxies and others, such as local activists, musicians, and performance artists. It is community operated and based out of North Omaha.
As a community operated radio station, we're more dependent on community support, first and foremost, small businesses, individuals, things of that nature.
In 2015, the FCC gave construction permits in 18 months for the station to finish their project, which officially went live in 2016. What makes the station special is the fact that they actively seek ways to give back to the community with the help of the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation as their main support system.
We have a foundation and a platform and a history
from which we are reaching out to the community and operating under, and that is sort of a guiding light, you know, to also not just be a platform of the community, but also carry on the legacy of one of Omaha's own.
As a low-power station, they are conscious of their weaker signal, but say that it ultimately helps them in the end.
If we were a higher frequency, higher powered station, then we might lean on our market here and sort of pigeonhole ourselves to just the community here in Omaha, Nebraska. You know, the goal is not just to serve those here in the community, but to connect those here in the community to the world around us.
One of the ways they manage this reach and bypass their low-power antenna is by the use of an app called TuneIn Radio.
If you download that, our signal is thrown through the internet out to our tower, which broadcasts it out live, and then the TuneIn app also helps boost that signal. So technically, as a low-power station, we are worldwide.
Thanks to the TuneIn app, this low-power station is able to be heard anywhere from Texas to Japan. For the Omaha News, I'm Gonzalo Avalos.
If you would like to donate to this station, you can do so at mineandsoul101.3fm.gov.
When we come back, we enter virtual reality and talk about the rise of VR arcades in Omaha.
And we talk to students who are excited about Logic coming to the Baxter.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Filmstreams is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the presentation and discussion of film as an art form by showing films from different countries, probably something a lot of people don't get to expose to very often, but that's something we can do here in the theater. We are in the middle of an extraordinary period of growth. We were gifted the Dundee Theater on 50th and Dodge. That does mean expanding to a second location, of course. We depend on our volunteers to help us make the theater run. Volunteers do everything from helping us up in the office. They could help us run materials around town, like marketing materials, posters and things like that. The biggest thing is ticket taking. If anybody is interested in volunteer opportunities in the arts, no matter what your age, it's a great opportunity. It's a happy place, it's an exciting place, and you're a part of a community.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
With the release of both the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive in 2016, virtual reality is gaining much attention in the consumer market. Reporter Zachariah Blackburn tells us how VR has started a new type of small business in Omaha.
At the Oakview Mall, there's a virtual reality system and a plank.
You can see people do the plank all day long. You can have crowds out here and they're watching, like, oh, I'll try that. And they get up there and they're like, oh my God. I love that reaction. I love taking people to a place where they can say, whoa, for just 5 minutes in the middle of a mall in Omaha, you know?
That was insane. That felt so real. Virtual Reality Omaha and Infinite Loop are just two VR arcades in the Omaha area to introduce VR to newcomers.
Number one response that I get is, I didn't think it'd be so real.
God, that looks awesome.
Most people have never tried VR before, and this is their first experience in VR. They're amazed, or really shocked how far our technology has come.
It's kind of like the wild, wild west. Everyone's contributing. Number one is wireless technology. It's a huge deal. That's already coming out.
There's better controllers coming out, knuckles that go across your hands.
You can use all of your digits, right? So it makes the possibilities much greater for virtual reality.
VR isn't just for playing games. There are many practical, life-changing applications as well.
I'm really excited about things that have to do with education.
It's not only just for doctors and training professionals, but for schools. And the list goes on, and we want people to come try it.
Yeah. More people get a chance to try it at places like ours, the more people go, I have to have that.
Dude, I want one. Yeah. For the Omaha News, I'm Zachariah Blackburn.
The business owners say that virtual reality can be used as a cardiovascular exercise as well.
If you are looking to beat the winter blues, Omaha has several concerts coming up, including UNO's spring concert. Reporter Julie Trin fills us in on why Logic was chosen.
Maverick Productions announced on February 16th that Logic will headline the upcoming University of Nebraska at Omaha spring concert.
Very excited, yeah. I love Logic.
Maverick Productions Executive Director Jordan Beltzner and her advisors believe Logic will have a meaningful impact on students.
Bringing this performer would show people that there's resources on campus, there's people to talk to, and that they're not alone. And I think that is honestly one of the most important things about bringing Logic.
1 in 4 college students suffer from a mental health illness, as stated by the National Institute on Mental Health Illness.
Logic's songs talk a lot about social issues that a lot of other artists don't cover, especially mental health. I think that's something that definitely has been overlooked, like being a college student.
Logic was nominated for 2 Grammys in 2018 for Song and Music Video of the Year for his hit 1-800-273-8255. The song title is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline phone number. According to Don Draper, director of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, calls to the hotline are up 33% from the previous year.
I think it really says some good things about UNO that we're having an artist that is so outspoken about mental health here.
UNO has services offered by Counseling and Psychological Services Center for students with concerns of anxiety, depression, loneliness, among others. For the Omaha News, I'm Julie Trin.
The spring concert will be on Wednesday, April 4th, 2018.
Students returned to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School this morning, 2 weeks after the Valentine's Day shooting. At the beginning of the day, they observed a 17-second moment of silence, 1 second for each of the victims. While some students will return to the high school, several have confirmed they will be transferring, completing their education online, or taking a break from their education entirely.
That's all for today. We'll be back next week with new and exciting installments of the Omaha News.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. From all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
When I first joined Maverick Public Relations, I knew that it would further my career and add to my resume. What I didn't know is how MavPR would take me into new places, connect me to clients, help me meet other professionals, and make new friends in my field. I didn't know it then, but I know now that MavPR is the beginning of my career as a PR professional. My name is Kylie, MavPR videographer, and to me, MavPR is a new beginning.